Hi everyone, I'm Tami from the blog Nutmeg Notebook, and today is Tuesday, live with Tami, and here comes Tom.
Hello. Look, I was rolling there a little bit, sorry.
You were rolling a little bit.
Yeah.
So we try to do a live YouTube every Tuesday at 4 o'clock Pacific time. So thank you for joining us. Now today we're doing something that we've never done on YouTube before. We have received so many comments, emails, requests, private messages asking us to do what you ate in a day. So guess what? Today's the day. Now I will tell you that probably like 5 times a week I post a post on Instagram and the Nutmeg Notebook Facebook page all about what I eat in a day. And I post pictures, detailed description of what is in the pictures. And then if I have links to the recipes, I give you the links to the recipes. So, and I've been doing that for quite a long time. So if you go to Nutmeg Notebook on Instagram, or check out Nutmeg Notebook on Facebook, then you can see a lot of what I eat in a day. Now, Tom has never actually shared what he eats in a day visually. Verbally you have,
yes,
but not visually. So he is going to do that today. And then also he has mentioned numerous times about this dump soup that he makes.
I've tried to stop calling it that.
What do you want to call it?
I've been calling it my steamed vegetable soup.
Oh, your steamed vegetable soup. That's so much more sophisticated.
Although there is one bag of dumped vegetables that I found in the fridge for today.
Okay. Well, I had told him that it is not blog worthy or YouTube worthy, although I've never eaten it. I did take a taste of it here recently and it didn't taste too bad. But it's not really a recipe, but people want to know about it anyway. So he's going to demonstrate what he does for that today. Just know that I did not create this.
Oh, please, with the disclaimers, my goodness. It's food.
And I do not sanction this.
Our
daughter said, you know, there's some things that just are not worthy of being shared. So we all probably have things that we throw together.
A real program about real life, about what we really eat. It's the truth.
It is.
It's reality.
And this is what he eats.
And it's what
he loves it. So,
and there's a reason I love it, but I'm going to talk about that when I fix it.
Okay, great. So anyway, so we're going to do that. We're going to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner and show you what we have. If you like this video, if you could please give us a thumbs up, that really helps our ratings. Subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and click on that bell icon that's next to the subscribe, because that's how you get notifications when we go live. And just let me know when you're ready.
People are anticipating my soup already on the feed.
I know, you guys are just so excited. So if you try it, you try Tom's soup and you love it, please let us know that. And maybe I will actually sit down and eat a bowl of it one of these days. That could be fun, huh?
I'll talk about the flavoring. So.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to switch gears here. I'm going to monitor the comments. If you have questions for us at the end, we'd be happy to do a Q&A. Or if there's questions about what we are doing, cooking or showing you at the moment, we will try to answer those as well. And so this is an interactive program.
Yeah, we do encourage you to chat amongst yourselves. That's great. If you have a question that's specifically from one of us, if you would bracket it with 4 question marks at the beginning and then another 4 question marks at the end, that way it'll jump off the chat feed right to us, so we are much more likely to spot it. We do try to go back through the feed when we're all done and deal with questions in the comments below, which you can also do. So.
Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, I think we're ready to,
get
started.
Switch?
I just have to, I want to just pay attention to how tall I am in this picture.
Okay, I'll look, and then if the camera needs adjusted, I'll go do that for you.
Okay, all right.
We have a big height difference here. He is 6'1", and I'm 6'3½". And so.
Well, if you're going to do the half, then I'm 6 1/2.
Are you 6 1/2?
I was 6'1".
You're 6 feet ½ inch. Yeah, we're shrinking as we get older, but you know, that just happens.
Yeah, it looks like I'm still all in the picture here.
You are. It's good. It's actually good, honey.
Okay.
Okay.
So I do eat breakfast. and I usually eat that between 7 and, you know what, we need to turn that sound down. It's too loud here. We need to come to this button and make that, because that's just, I have some earbuds so that we can monitor our sound is working, but we were getting feedback from that. So I do eat oats in the morning. I start out with 1 cup of,
those are organic.
These are organic rolled oats. Here in Northern California, we have a store called Winco, and we're able to buy a 25-pound bag there for just a little bit more than $1 a pound. And then I break that bag down into these reusable containers that we fill again and again and again. So 1 cup of rolled oats goes in there. And then
your fan club's real excited about the soup, Tom.
Okay, for omega-3s and 6s, and actually hemp seed, this is hemp seed, is very high protein. So I add just 1 tablespoon of hemp seed. We also get this at Costco. This is the Nutiva brand from Costco. It comes and goes off the Costco shelf, so when it's there, and especially if it's there and on sale, we will grab 3 or 4 bags all at once and stock ahead on that. So hemp seed goes into the oats.
Oh, somebody's confused. They think that you make your soup with these oats. No, this is his breakfast.
This is breakfast.
We're showing you what we eat in an entire day.
We're covering the whole day today.
Yeah, so we're recounting today what we've had.
Hopefully within 1 hour.
Okay, well, let's hope so.
Okay, so 1 tablespoon of hemp seed, and then I continue that omega-3 and 6 conversation with the chia seed. What I like about the chia is it has a little bit of a gelatin effect once you get it in when you put the almond milk on there. So it gives the more body to the oats when it's done. And then I'm using 2 tablespoons of golden flax seed, again, to get the omega-3s and 6s in as much as we can. So those go in there. And they don't really do anything plus or minus for the flavor. It's just good for you in general.
That's noisy.
So that's noisy, I'm sorry. And then I do give this a stir with my spoon before, because if you pour your milk in here,
you should have used it.
Your almond milk in here, and you have not stirred those chia seeds in, you're going to wind up with a golf ball, big old hunk of chia seed that's kind of bonded to itself. So you do want to give the oats a stir. And then I do slice 1 banana. This is the exact and precise ripeness that I prefer. I like a spotted banana because the sweet has come out. It's no longer bitter. It slices up nice. It stirs in real easy. So I use this banana. And then to finish my breakfast, I use 1/4 cup. And I'm not going to eat this till tomorrow, so I'm not going to finish the build right now, but I use 1/4 cup of blueberries on top of that. These are very high in antioxidants, vitamin C. So I'm really building a nutritious, both in terms of filling me and also nutrients for my breakfast. And this holds me handily all the way till noon. I do not snack. I do not snack during the morning, because this really, as my parents used to say, sticks to my ribs throughout the entire morning.
So while you're putting that away, people are asking about the flax seed and the chia seeds. Are they ground? And we buy the organic golden flax from Bob's Red Mill at Costco, and it is pre-ground, and we keep that in the freezer or in the refrigerator. And then the chia seeds are not ground. So flax seeds, your body cannot break those down itself. So if you don't have those ground, when you eat them, they'll just come out whole. The chia seeds, your body can break down, so you don't have to grind those up. So yeah, so somebody says, well, this is a breakfast nourish bowl. Absolutely.
Yeah, and you know what? In terms of, Tami talked, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, about neuroadapting and learning to really anticipate and covet what you routinely eat. When I get up in the morning, I really look forward to this breakfast. I really like my oats in the morning. So I have a good deal of enthusiasm for having that dish. And yes, I have it every day of every week. I may skip it. Some days I may skip breakfast just because maybe we had a later dinner than usual or we're involved in something. Mm-hmm. I don't crash when I need to skip it. but I do try to work it in at the beginning of each day, and I repeat it pretty much 355 days a year. I would think would be a pretty accurate guess. So Tami, were you going to then talk about what you start your day with?
And did you talk about your almond milk that you
I did not show them the almond milk.
365 almond milk on it as well?
Yeah.
Maybe you want to tell them that.
I put all the ingredients in the bowl, and I pretty much fill the almond milk up to within a ½ inch of the top of these Corelle bowls. And we're using, from Whole Foods, the organic unsweetened. Make sure you're getting unsweetened almond milk. And that it goes in every bowl. So we buy this one because it has I'm not going to say it doesn't have any extra ingredients in it, but it has the fewest extra ingredients in it. We have not taken the time to make our own almond milk. I know we can, but right now that's really not in our schedule.
It isn't.
Thank you.
Although I think Trader Joe's has one now that's just almonds and water. I bought it. I bought one somewhere. I can't remember now. But anyway, but it was a lot more expensive.
Right. Well, I'm going to get my breakfast out of the way of your lunch.
Sure. And then, so that's Tom's breakfast. And I don't eat breakfast at a normal, I guess, what you would call a normal breakfast time, just because I'm not hungry. So when I first adopted a whole food plant-based lifestyle, I did eat breakfast, and I would have oats or something like that, similar to Tom. And then I went plant-based in 2013. And then in 2015, I joined Chef AJ's Ultimate Weight Loss online program. And on her program, you eat vegetables for breakfast first thing in the morning, because they contain, dark leafy green vegetables contain a compound called thylakoids. And the thylakoids curb the appetite naturally, and they also curb cravings. So I started having vegetables for breakfast then, like a pound of vegetables, whether it was, steamed kale and spinach and onions and mushrooms, or because I'm not a mono eater, I don't like one whole pound of one vegetable for breakfast. So I did do that while I was losing weight. And then once I got to my goal weight, I did continue doing that. And then I kind of got really tuned into my hunger signals. And I realized I was just eating breakfast out of habit. I wasn't actually hungry. And so I decided to start waiting until I was hungry to eat my first meal of the day. So actually my lunch is my first meal of the day. I guess you could call it breakfast, because that's when I'm breaking the fast, because I don't eat from dinner time the night before, usually until lunchtime the following day. And so that breaks my fast. My preferred lunch that I have nearly every day, unless we get invited out to lunch or something, is a big, beautiful chopped salad. And Tom and I batch prep our salads once a week. We have a video all about that. And so we have these 9-cup containers in our refrigerator that contain a pound worth of salad. And so we love our salads to be chopped, and we have a video all about that too, how to chop salads. We have one on how to batch prep your salads, and then we have a video all about how to turn this into a beautiful chopped salad. And Tom, is it okay if I pull your salad out and just show them in the bowl what's underneath here? So Tom has a salad already chopped here that I'm going to show you. So this is a 15-inch Holland wood bowl, and this is what we use to chop our salads in. And we use, sorry about that, we use what's called a mezzaluna knife, which looks like this, and we chop the salad. And so we take, I should pull this off again. So we take this salad and we turn it into a chopped salad. And we just love how it tastes. It just tastes so much better when it's chopped. It's easier to eat. Now, don't get me wrong, it still takes a long time to chew all this. This is a lot of vegetables in this, and it'll take about 45 minutes to eat this salad, but you get the flavor of everything in every bite, and we just really love that. They just taste so much better. So when people ask why a chopped salad, then we know that they've never tried one, because once you've tried one, it's really hard to go back. Do you have a question?
Yeah, there's I don't know if maybe you covered them on the flaxseed. Where do we buy it? Did you answer that
Yes,
already?
Costco, and someone else answered on there too.
Okay,
So,
and then what about it, the nutritional value of it being pre-ground versus grinding it yourself?
yeah, I don't think that it loses anything as long as you keep it refrigerated or frozen, from what I've read. But if I'm wrong on that, somebody please let us know, because that would be good to know. I know a lot of people buy the flaxseed and they grind it in a coffee grinder so that they can have that fresh. But let me know. I thought that I had read that there wasn't, as long as you keep it refrigerated, it doesn't degrade. And we buy ours in a great big bag at Costco, but you can get it at Whole Foods. You can get it at a health food store. I think we probably have it on our Amazon shop. It's very readily available.
I think also that falls under the category as some things nutrient-wise, like being cooked in the microwave. If you are losing 4 or 5 or 6% of nutritional value, but the fact that it's pre-ground allows me to eat it at all, then I'm still getting 92 or 94% of something where otherwise I would be getting 0%. So I'll just eat a little extra to make up the difference.
There you go. Unless we find out differently.
Yeah, because the convenience for many people is going to make the difference whether it gets eaten at all or not, even if there's a slight depreciation.
It's true. So this is a chopped salad. So underneath this lies this. So what I do is I chop my salad.
How much weight-wise?
And it's a pound.
It's a full pound.
It's a full pound. And it's the only thing that we weigh, because, I mean, Tom measures out to make sure he's getting his tablespoon of chia seeds and flaxseed and hemp seed in the morning. But when we make the salads, we just weigh them so that we know each one is a pound, so that we're dividing them up evenly. So otherwise, we don't have to weigh or measure. That's the beauty of this program, eating from what Dr. Steve Lewenda calls the magical buffet of plants. And so then I choose different toppings. And Tom's going to show you what he does with his every day, because we can make these in so many different ways. Your salad could taste different every day if you wanted it to. And of course, I make them pretty because I take pictures of them and I post them on Instagram and on Facebook to try to encourage other people to try chopped salads. And so I do them like this so that you can see what I put on them. And this has become quite a favorite salad. I've been doing variations of this, just switching the fruits a little bit, since about October, when I discovered that I could make these Japanese sweet potato croutons that are so amazing that I just have to have them every day. They are so good. So I have a video showing you how to make the Japanese sweet potato croutons. So this one in the center has garbanzo beans. There's probably, I didn't measure, but I'm going to say about 1/4 cup of garbanzo beans, half of a chopped apple. I think it was an envy apple, an organic one that I got at Costco. Some organic blueberries that I was able to find at Costco recently, and then 2 mandarins that I have peeled and put around the edge. Now, what I like for dressing on this is just some, can you grab me the vinegar out of the pantry?
Which one?
The lemon.
Okay.
So we love the balsamic vinegars. We love the flavored balsamic vinegars. And so currently one of my favorites is California balsamic, which is from Ukiah, California.
Somebody's been into it.
You think so? And this is the Simply Lemon. And again, this is California balsamic. Oh, maybe you can put a link to them. Okay. We don't have any affiliate with them. We just really like Thomas, the owner, and he makes absolutely delicious flavors. And the Simply Lemon goes really well with this. And sometimes I will season it with a little seasoning, some no salt seasoning. I like the Hestia from Local Spicery. I like the no salt seasoning from Costco. I like the 21, is it called seasoning? 21 Seasoning Salute from Trader Joe's. Sometimes I will, if I have fresh herbs, I will chop fresh cilantro or fresh basil or fresh rosemary in this. And if you go to my Instagram account or my Facebook account, you will see I have posted probably about 150 chopped salads or more on there by now, and you can just see the wide variety that you can have with them. And so I will, if I'm going to take this with me, if I'm going to be gone for the day, then I will just stir this all up and I will put it back into the 9-cup Ziploc container, and then that will fit down quite nicely in my e-bag cooler. And this is an awesome lunch cooler. This was designed by some flight attendants, so you can take this as a carry-on on your plane and it will fit underneath the seat in front of you, but it fits down in here beautifully. And then I still have room for a little blue ice freezer pack to go in here, and I can have fruit. I can pack 2 meals worth of food in here quite easily, and it will stay nice and cold for me all day long. And I love it. If I'm going to be eating at home, then I will go ahead, after I've taken my photograph of this, I will go ahead and I will stir it all up, and then I will put it in a 2-quart round container, the Corelle bowl like Tom's chopped salad was in, and eat it out of that. And it takes a good 45 minutes to eat it. And if you saw, like yesterday, I showed one where I did a veggie burger on it instead of garbanzo beans, I guess. So lots of different things that you can do, and I absolutely love the chopped salad. It's a large volume. I'm a volume eater, so it engages my stretch receptors in my tummy and helps me feel full. You always need to make sure that you're adding starch to your salads so that you have something that is satiating and something that will give you energy, because it's the complex, unrefined carbohydrates that get turned into glucose, and then that is where we get our energy from. And as far as protein, people always say, oh, but where do you get your protein? There is protein in everything that is in this bowl. Yes, even the vegetables have protein. So plus I have I have spinach in here, I have baby kale, I have Brussels sprouts, I have carrots, I have red cabbage. I have, I can't even think of all, there's red onion in here. I have the garbanzo beans. I have pomegranate seeds, blueberries, apples, and the Japanese sweet potato croutons and the mandarins. And so all of my bases are covered. I'm getting lots of vitamins and antioxidants. I'm getting lots of vitamin C, and I'm getting the thylakoids from all those dark leafy greens, and those are going to help suppress my appetite and also curb cravings. And Dr. Greger talks about thylakoids in his new book, How Not to Diet. So I was so excited to see that he included that in some of his studies that he had read. So anyway, questions about the salad?
Da Vinci 2 is asking, do you make the same style salad for each week, or do you switch it up weekly?
No, we make the basic salad. We make the same from week to week. The only variance would be if we get to the store and they're, you know, like we have romaine lettuce in here. So if romaine lettuce has been recalled, then we'll do a substitution. But Tom and I have what we call automated a lot of our meals, because that cuts down on decision fatigue. So he eats the same breakfast every morning. So we know that he needs 7 bananas a week, and that he needs do a quarter cup of blueberries. And
yes.
So we know that he needs to have frozen blueberries, and that he's going to use a quarter cup of those every day. And we know, you know, he needs his oats and the flax. So every week we just check before we go shopping, do we have everything that Tom needs for his salads, and what, you know, of the shelf stable items, and then we know what we need to replace on the fresh items. And the same is true with the salads, because as you're going to see, he eats one of these salads every day as well. So now we know exactly how much produce we need to buy in order to make 10 salads each week, so that we can each have a salad. And I say that, like, sometimes we make 12, But when we run out, if we run out on Friday, then on Friday we make new salads. And so we know exactly what we need to buy every week in order to make that. So that makes the making out a menu easy. That also makes going grocery shopping and making out our grocery list so much easy, because really there's only 7 meals a week that we have to come up with. What are we going to have for that? So it just makes this lifestyle so much easier to do. It makes grocery shopping super easy as well. But what I do change on the salads is how I dress them out, what I put on top of them. And that changes seasonally, depending on what fruits I can get. You know, sometimes I like to just air fry a lot of vegetables and not put fruit on it, and put a ton of air fried vegetables on it, because that gives a different flavor, a different texture. I'll use different vinegars. I'll add sometimes sun-dried tomatoes. I mean, there's so many ways that you can make the salad. I showed one the other day that I made that was Mexican. So just there's so many things that you can do to make the salads taste different. But I kind of get stuck on one that tastes really good. They say that you crave the foods that you habitually eat, which is very, very true for me. And so like I made this salad back in October and it was so delicious that I just started making it every day. And everybody that I make it for absolutely loves it and then starts making it as well. So, so that is my chopped salad.
How many heads of romaine do you buy each week to make our 2 salads?
We do 6, but watch our video, because in our video, did you post a link to the chopped salad video? And how to, simple salad batch prep.
Oh, I'll have to add those.
There is a blog post and a video called Simple Salad Batch Prep, where I show you exactly what we buy to make the salads.
Okay.
And then as you can see, then we just stack them in here. And that way the salads are ready to go.
Okay, if you want to, are you done with the salad?
Yes, and I'm not going to put vinegar on this because this will be my lunch tomorrow. Now, I actually prefer to chop my salads in the morning when I'm going to be having them at lunch. But a lot of people tell me that they chop their salads the day before. And when we do entertaining, I'll make a great big chopped salad. And then if we have any left, I will eat it the next day. I do prefer them to be chopped the same day I'm going to eat them, but this will still be delicious tomorrow, especially since I'm not adding the vinegar to it today. So, and I will stir this up and I will put it back in a container and pop it in the fridge. And then tomorrow I will be all set to take it with me because I will be away from home all day tomorrow. And so I'll be able to pack it in my cooler and take it with me. And so now you're going to show what you have for lunch.
Yes. Yes, I will do that.
Do we have any other questions to answer right now?
Well, I fixed the spelling on Tuesday for those of you that may have spotted that.
Did you misspell Tuesday in the...
Well, I didn't misspell it. There was just an extra letter in it.
You're doing your own version?
There was an H in there. I don't know where that came from.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about what I ate after my lunch while you're getting your stuff moved over here.
Okay.
Okay, so when I got done with lunch, in the wintertime, that... oh, I should tell you, we are affiliates for Holland Bowl, for the wood bowl. And if you use our affiliate link to order a bowl, you will get a free Mezzaluna knife with your order. And we can post a link to Holland Bowl. You didn't do that, did you, honey?
I did, yes.
Oh, you did. So there is a link posted for Holland Bowl. So this is the 15-inch beechwood bowl. And if you spend a minimum $125, then they will include the Mezzaluna knife for free, and it's a $20 value. You will not get the sheath. The sheath is extra. You will just get the knife. And now I've got it wedged in here and doesn't want to come out. There we go. So this is what you'll get. And then they do sell the sheath separately. So, and we use it every day. It gets used twice a day by us, and we absolutely love it. So in the winter time, if it's a cold day, and it's kind of cool and rainy here today, and we're in Northern California, and so after my salad, I was really cold. So I came down and I made a cup of hot tea. And then in the freezer, I had my quinoa banana oat muffins. And so I took one of these out and I heated it up in the microwave for 40 seconds. And then I had a lovely cup of hot herbal tea and a quinoa banana oat muffin. And so we have the recipe is on the blog to make these. And I think Tom already linked to that. And I make up you'll see when you go to the recipe link that I make up banana oat muffin mixes, just all the dry ingredients in mixes. Ahead of time, I'll do between 4 and 6 of those. That way I just have them ready to go. And I figure if I'm getting all of the ingredients out, all the dry ingredients, all the spices and everything, why not measure those out all at the same time? And then if I, decide spur of the moment to make muffins, or our oldest granddaughter is over and she wants to bake something, we can easily do it. And there's about 6 different things I think that you can make with my banana oat muffin mix. You can make a cobbler, there's little mini muffins that you can make, jammy bars, you can make a peach pie. So it's really, really versatile and fun and delicious. And it does call for quick cooking steel cut oats, and some people tell me that those are difficult for them to find or they don't want to go buy them. So last week I did make the recipe using all old-fashioned oats instead of using the quick cooking steel cut, and it did work really well. I didn't like the texture of them as well as the texture of the ones with the quick cooking steel cut oats, but if that's all you have, it will work, and that's delicious. Okay.
Okay. As we're transitioning here, up earlier in the feed, some of you were talking about the exchange of information that's going on with some of the plant-based YouTube channels. And before we transition to the next thing here, I do want to call a couple of out. In recent months, there's a couple that we found, or, well, I can't say that we found them. Maybe they found us. I'm not sure.
No. Here's what happened is one of our viewers to the YouTube channel said, hey, have you guys ever checked out Krocks in the Kitchen?
But then we also found Jaroudi family.
I know, we did.
Okay,
but that's how we found Krocks in the Kitchen, because we don't have a lot of time to watch other YouTube videos or other plant-based
But there's
YouTubers.
a couple that we do.
But now there's a couple that we do.
So I've got links down below in our description for both of these other channels, because you guys were talking about it earlier. And so check those out when you can. The premise of how they present is pretty similar to what we do. So you'll be kind of in the same genre of the world of YouTube. But kind of a newsy thing right now, Krocks in the Kitchen are doing their very first live program tomorrow at 8:30 Central Time. So that'll be 6:30 California and 9:30 East Coast time. So, we've been doing live shows for quite some time now, and they are now joining that group. So lives are always a little bit more fun, a little bit more, more reality.
And they're delightful, and they do it together just like Tom and I do it together. And the first time that we watched one of their videos, I said, oh my gosh, they're
like a younger version of us.
But they're a younger version of us. And then Jessica, somebody told her, hey, the Kramers gave you a call out on their Nutmeg Notebook YouTube channel. And she said she was watching our video and she thought, hey, we're like them, just younger.
Yeah.
And she's like, and then you said that on the video.
And then I saw that Brittany at Jaroudi family, she's been called out on a couple of magazines recently where she's been getting some press. So anyway, hooray to those folks. Check their channels out when you can.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to talk about steamed vegetable soup, or what I used to lovingly call dump soup. And I'll cover why I called it that. But where we start, and this is a lesson I learned actually as recently as late last week. The very first thing you do when you're doing steamed vegetables is put the water in first. You can't put anything in until you put the water in, because if you forget the water, you don't see that when the pot is full of vegetables. I am using in this the Sturdy Steamer Basket. This is on our Amazon shop page. And it fits very nicely inside the stainless steel sleeve of the 6-quart pressure pot. This particular pressure pot is a Instapot. We'll have the Milty 6 quart pretty soon too. The second thing that goes in is starches. I will either use this is an uncooked white potato and about a cup of that, or I'll use 8 of the little marble-sized multicolor purple and red and white potatoes from Whole Foods that come in a little mesh bag. I like to put 8 of those in there, and after rinsing them, it just is something to fork and bite. It gives it more bite. So the starch goes in the bottom. The next thing I do is a frozen stir-fry mix, and there's 2 of these. There's the stir-fry vegetables from Whole Foods, which are actually organic. And then for the sake of volume, since I eat this every day, I buy these 5 packs of stir-fry mix from Sam's Club. I saw the members mark name and that threw me off.
The only thing is they are not organic. And
so,
we have not been able to find.
So we're not feeding these to our grandkids, and I would love to find the particular mix that these do in an organic format. But we're getting, here, I want to do this. The reason I like these is we're getting corn, we're getting water chestnuts, we're getting red peppers, we're getting some mushrooms, we're getting some green beans. So there's a nice mix of this. This is a 16-ounce bag. I weigh out 8 ounces and use that in each lunch meal. So this is 2 days worth of frozen vegetables in here. The other thing I add, because I just love the flavor of celery, is I'll do 5 stalks of celery cut into about 1-inch lengths. So that gets dumped in the soup.
And if you're trying to eat salt-free, not adding salt, celery is naturally higher in sodium. It has about 70 milligrams of sodium in 2 stalks. And so if you add celery to your soups, it will add some natural sodium. So that can be helpful for people.
Sorry about the big noise. When I get this steamer basket about half full, I will stop and add some Kirkland organic no salt seasoning. This is kind of an everyday generic spice, and I put it in during the cooking process just to kind of marinate all the flavors around. And this is seasoned to taste. I'm pretty liberal, so you can see I dumped a bit in there. This is where the name dump soup came in. This happens to be a little bag of some leftover broccoli slaw. There was another little bag of about a 1/4 cup of shredded carrots in the fridge that I ate for lunch today. So I go in the refrigerator, and if there's a leftover, like a half of an onion where Tami used the other half to cook something else, then that goes in here. Where's my cut up onion? I don't see it. Well, it's going to be in here. I have it in the fridge. Okay. So this gets dumped in the dump soup because it's.
Do you want me to look at it?
It's leftovers. I have an onion right here.
Okay.
So,
gotta have onion in it. You don't put garlic in it though, do you?
I have put shallots in it actually some of the time.
Yeah.
So
while you're doing that, Cap wants to know if we work out and exercise. And we do. We like to go for a 4-mile walk in the morning in our neighborhood and do a little bit of weights. And we have 3 little grandchildren under the age of 3. And we are over there a lot helping, lifting them and doing all kinds of things with them.
So yeah, we get
a lot. Yeah, we get in at least a minimum of 10,000 steps a day on our.
So this is technically a leftover chunk of onion that I found in the fridge, and so I just cut it up into chunks. I'm stealing your
broccoli
knife.
slaw. This came from. It's organic broccoli slaw. It's the 365 brand from Whole Foods, and then Trader Joe's also has the organic broccoli slaw, and of course it's cheaper at Trader Joe's.
So I keep these cut pretty chunky because I like to put the fork in them and get a bite of onion when I'm working through that. So those go in, and then I always cut up about 8 of the baby portobello mushrooms from Costco. These come in the little square containers from Costco.
Organic.
They are organic. You watch the dates because when we go there, there's usually the oldest ones in front. But if you got a long arm, I reach all the way to the back, and I can usually pick up an extra day or two of shelf life if I go to the back of the pile. Shh, don't tell Costco. So I cut those pretty much in half or in thirds if they're the really big ones. And those get dumped in the pot because I do like my mushrooms. And then the broccoli we use in a lot of things. And so I put everything else in there first, and then I'll top off, I'll fill the steamer basket nearly to the top with this. So, you know, this is becoming quite a lot of food. So it's going to fill me up for the entire afternoon. I will finish off with a little bit more seasoning because I do like my seasoning. And we're going to go ahead and start this and make it since it's got the frozen vegetable. And then we'll open it up and show them what the finished product looks like yesterday.
You think it'll be done before we're done? That's 4:40. Can you believe we've gone through that much time already?
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
So I do put my rices, I do put a cup of rice in here, and I dump all the vegetables in here. So in case we don't get back to it, this pot of steamed vegetables and the water all goes into the giant bowl of steamed vegetable broth and all. We'll come back to that.
And you eat the whole thing, somebody wants to know, and he does. He eats the whole thing.
I graze. This is what I like about this lifestyle, this eating lifestyle. I get to graze on this for a while, and we'll watch a program on TV while we're eating lunch, and I'm sitting there watching the program, and I'm eating the whole time, and I love that. And when I'm done, I'm full, but I'm not bloated. I'm not lethargic. I'm not dragging. I can get up and do stuff right away without feeling like I've been to a standard American Thanksgiving dinner.
So somebody wants to know where we get the broccoli, and that's another thing that we get at Costco because they sell, it's a 3-pound bag of broccoli, and it is organic. So we get that at Costco. You know, we buy a lot of our produce at Costco because we eat so much of it that we need to get it where it's the most reasonable price. And for us here in Northern California, Costco carries a lot of organic produce now, at least ours does. It depends on the demographic area of where you live, but ours carries a lot of organic produce, so that is where we buy most of it. And then what we can't get there, we get at either Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. Okay, so
I set that to finish. Go
ahead.
The beeping you heard is the pressure cooker set on steam to run for 2 minutes on steam. Everything is cooked and but not turned to mush. The trick when that thing does beep at the end is to get up and open it up and get the everything into the bowl. Otherwise, if you leave it sitting in there, it'll get mushy. So timing is a little bit of the essence on having that come out the texture that I like it. So,
good deal. Okay, so someone mentioned Dylan from Well Your World, and we are friends with Dylan. And
we watch his show too.
We watch his show too, and he has a great channel. So if you haven't checked him out yet,
I'll add him to the list.
Yeah, Tom will add him to the list as well. So the Jaroudi family, Krocks in the Kitchen, and Well Your World. And then my friend Shada has a wonderful YouTube channel. It's Healthy Cooking with Shada, and she makes amazing food. So her specialty is Persian food, but she also makes all the American favorites, plant-based, SOS-free, and she also has a Facebook page as well, so check her out. So now I'm going to show you what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. So, and I'm going to have to reheat these because they're going to be cold now. But these we call po nachos, and that came, I had been making these for a long time, but I didn't have a name for them. I was just calling them potato nachos. And when Game Changers came out, if you saw that documentary, which was fantastic, you have to see it if you haven't already, then the plant-based chef in there was making potato nachos, and she calls them po nachos. So these are my version of po nachos. So what I do first is I make these smashed, is what we call them, smashed potatoes, in the air fryer. And we have a video all about how to do them. So they're Yukon Gold potatoes that we've previously baked and put in the refrigerator, and they're cold, and then we air fry them. And so they get really nice and crispy. We leave the skins on. I buy organic ones so we can eat the skins, and they get really crunchy and delicious, and they are better than French fries. So fantastic. Then that's the bottom layer. And so while those are heating up in air frying, then I heat up my lentils, and these are chili taco lentils. So this particular recipe is from my Mexican Fiesta cooking webinar, which we sell on the blog, and I think it has 10 recipes, and I show you how to make all 10 recipes. And then you also get a PDF that's printable with all of the recipes, so you have that, and you can go back and watch the video as many times as you need to see how to make delicious Mexican food. So I also, if purchasing the webinar doesn't work into your budget, we have a different recipe that's on the blog that's chili taco lentils. Now, the one on the webinar is made in a pressure cooker, and the one on the blog is made on the stovetop. And they can be used for so many different things. And you can make little tacos out of them. You can put them in a burrito. You can put them on your salad. They're so delicious. They have just the perfect flavor. And because they use lentils, it gives it kind of that meaty texture that the standard American dieter might be missing. Or if you feed these to the standard American dieter, they will like it because it's a familiar texture and kind of a familiar look to them. And then I also make a cheese sauce that I'll show you here. And this is a queso cheese sauce, and there's a jalapeno queso sauce that's on the webinar. And if you don't get the webinar or haven't purchased it already, on the blog is Donna's vegan cheese sauce, and you could use it, and then you could just spice it up with some hot sauce or some jalapeno and some cumin and give it some kick. So this is really good. I'm just going to cheat and have a little taste here because it's so good.
Hey.
Oh, do you want one? Here you go. It's so good. So when AJ was here, Chef AJ was here a couple months ago, and I had made this, and we had I can't remember what we had, but I made the sauce, and we also had corn on the cob, and she took the cheese sauce and slathered it over the corn on the cob, and it was so amazing. So that was really fun. So then I just heat up some of the cheese sauce, and I spread some of my cheese sauce over the top, and this one I got pretty spicy. And then some fresh cilantro and some green onions and some tomatoes. And after I heat this up, I will also add my Tami's Easy Red salsa, which you can make in like 10 minutes in the blender. And you don't have to have fresh tomatoes for that one because it just uses fire roasted canned tomatoes. And then you have a very simple, easy, delicious meal. And you can set this up buffet style for your family, so you can air fry the potatoes and then have the Instant Pot full of your cooked taco lentils, and then you can make the cheese sauce and then just have the garnishes chopped up. And if you eat avocado, you could add avocado to the top of this as well. I like it with the potatoes better than with chips. So it's just so much more filling and flavorful. And so I have this quite often. Then I want to just show you this. Because I make the cheese sauce about once a week or every other week, just depending on what our schedule is, I learned this trick from Chef AJ. So if you have recipes that you make every week or every other week, when you get the spices out, go ahead and take some empty jars and dole out the spices in 3 or 4 different jars, so that every time you go to make it, you don't have to get out all those spices. And it's such a time saver. So I will do like 4 of these, and then I won't have to do it for, you know, a month or 6 weeks, depending on how often I make the cheese sauce. And it's just a huge time saver, because then I think, oh yeah, I've got time to pull that together, and I don't have to get all the spices out. So that's just a time saving trick. And then for dessert, we do not have dessert every night. I will let you know that, because usually our meals are so filling. Even if we decide, you know, beforehand, oh, let's make banana and ice cream tonight. Usually what happens is by the time we get done eating a really filling meal like this, we're too full and we don't have any room left to have dessert. So I'm not going to eat a big salad along with this tonight, because we are having dessert tonight, because I've been thinking about my cobbler. And so this is a recipe that you can use the muffin mix for, and this is a cobbler, and this is the cherry peach cobbler, and Tom posted a link to it. It's on the blog, but tonight I'm using cherries, frozen cherries, and frozen mango instead. So you can switch it up and use whatever kind of fruit you have, or that whatever your preference is. And so I haven't baked these yet. When we get ready to sit down to eat dinner, then I will pop these into the little Breville Smart Oven Air, which is also an oven, and I'll bake these. And then when we get done eating our dinner,
then we'll have hot dessert.
Yeah, we'll have hot dessert, and we'll make some hot herbal tea, and it will be fantastic. So that is my day. Just let me show you.
You're through your whole day. I haven't had my dinner yet.
Well, I haven't eaten my dinner yet, but I have my salad. I have my quinoa banana oat muffin and my herbal tea that I had after my salad. And my salad was my first meal of the day. And that was, I think we ate around noon today, because we were home today. A lot of days we don't get to eat until 1 o'clock or so, but that what I had. And I had this salad, so I duplicated that. And then I had the muffin and the tea. And when we get done with the video, I'll be having my ponachos, and then I'll be having my cobbler. So easy, simple day. None of this is complicated. None of it takes a lot of time. There is a little saying that says that preparation trumps motivation, and that couldn't be more true with this lifestyle. Since we're not eating processed foods, we're making almost everything that we eat from scratch, you know, everything from salsa and vegan cheese sauce to building our own salads to, you know, we're making everything, and that can be very time consuming. So we keep it very simple, and we batch cook on the weekends, and we batch prep so that we don't have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen every day. And if your refrigerator is full of food, which Tom calls it our fast food, because we don't go to fast food restaurants, then you'll eat healthy food, because whatever is in the fridge at the end of the day, that's what we choose from to have something to eat. We also freeze a lot of food ahead that we make. That's why we batch prep and make large quantities of food. So even if we run out of things in the fridge, we can go to our freezer, and right now we have about 20 different containers in there with taco lentils and chili and soup and stew, and we have rice and oat groats and wild rice, and you know, we just batch prep everything that we can that freezes well, and it just makes our life so much easier and makes this so much more doable. So it's important to figure out how to make it work for you and your circumstances, so that you can sustain it for the long haul.
There's been a little bit of conversation going on about the Breville Smart Oven air fryer. We are at the first of the year, and they did run a sale on it at Amazon for quite some time.
At Christmas.
At Christmas time for $3.49. That has been taken down now. In fact, Amazon has removed the BOV 900 is the model. It's off of our influencer page at the moment.
Is it?
So there's evidently an inventory turnover going on, a gap right now.
And they're also coming out with a different model, or there is a different model out as well that doesn't have the proofing cycle on it.
There's a new model coming out that has a couple of fewer functions, but you get to trick up the color of the front. In terms of buying them, we got ours at Bed Bath & Beyond, and there was we may have had a gift certificate, and we did at the local store. We were allowed by the management to use our 20% off Bed Bath & Beyond coupon. At the time, the retail was $400, and that saved us, $80 right out of the gate.
Last year they went on sale before Mother's Day.
Yeah, the price has been bouncing around a little bit on them. It was up around $4.25, and then they brought it on sale and brought it down to $3.49. So you have to kind of check Amazon, check your local Bed Bath & Beyond, check your coupons, and look around and see what the best deal is on that. Whenever it is available, we do list it on our site, and it's great when it's on sale, but often it's not. So
and people have told us all across the country that they have been able to go into the Bed Bath & Beyond and use the 20% off coupon from Bed Bath & Beyond, even though on the back or at the bottom of the coupon it says that Breville is not a line that you can use it on. Everyone has been able to use the coupon to get 20% off the Breville. We've had ours for 3 years. We use it every single day. We absolutely love it. So sometimes Tom will use the toast function, or if our granddaughter is over, we'll make toast for her. We use the oven setting on it. Tom has used, if he makes homemade pizza, he'll use the pizza setting. We love the air fryer function. It also holds a 9x13 casserole dish. So living here in Northern California, it gets really hot in the summertime, and we don't always want to heat up the big oven because the big oven really heats up our kitchen. And so we can still bake muffins in the small Breville Smart Oven Air. So it's fantastic. We love it. We use it every day. We usually are air frying something every day, whether it's vegetables or potatoes or heating something up in it to reheat. It's great for reheating veggie burgers because it gets them, a little bit crisp on the outside, but they stay nice and moist and soft on the inside. So we can't say enough good things about it. We absolutely love the Breville. So Tom's going to show you what he has for dinner. I'm going to slide these things out of the way so he can set that up to show you guys what he does. So this is another thing that's really nice. We don't always want to have the same thing, and we don't have to have the same thing eating this way. And because we batch prep everything on the weekend to get ready, to take us through the work week, then we don't have to have the same thing. Like, I prefer to have something warm in the evening instead of a chopped salad in the evening. I want a nice hot meal, and Tom's okay having his salad in the evening, although his isn't icy cold, and he's going to show you what he does to prevent that from happening. And let me move this.
I could almost get away with sitting down here. I need to be out of your way.
I'm going to sit there to monitor, so you get to stand.
All right. All right.
When you're doing a cooking demo, honey, you don't get to sit.
I just want to sit on the job. That's
I
it.
know. You don't get to do that.
Okay.
They want to know if they're going to see your soup. Well, it's still cooking.
It's just coming up to pressure. I need to make sure I've got that on sealing.
It is. I can see it from here. Okay. It is.
Oh, you can see that it's on. Wow.
Yeah, I can see right. I can see right through the handle.
Okay.
And see that it is.
All
I'll
right.
go double check for you.
All
But
right.
yeah.
So
it
I
is.
have chopped my salad, as Tami has showed you. So that is ready, and we're going to come back to that. The filling that I like to have, it's my hot Mexican salad.
And we have a whole video where you've already shown how to make this.
Yes, and you know what? I don't know that I got that link in there yet.
Okay.
Because that's in one of the lives, and I wasn't sure which one. So, what makes this salad magical for evening time is 1 cup of our batch prepped brown rice that we always have in the fridge and more in the freezer. The rice goes on the bottom, and then I dump in there, and although this is not dump salad, I put in there how many ounces are these beans? This is equivalent to a half a can of beans.
Do you need a napkin?
I do need a napkin. There's one right there. Half a can of beans. If you're using a can, I use the same dish to measure out from Tami's homemade beans that she made. 4 ounces, because those cans are 12 ounces. So this is 6 ounces of black beans. In this case, homemade black beans. And at this point, and this is where I cheat a little bit and I get away with it. There's 2 kinds of salsa verde I like to use on this salad. One is the Hatch Valley salsa from Trader Joe's. And this is a lower sodium. Serving size is 2 tablespoons, although I use a bit more than that. Sodium 70 milligrams. And then the other one is the Frontera, either from Trader Joe's. Excuse me. This is Trader Joe's. The Hatch Valley is a Trader Joe's product. The
so
Frontera.
Just so you know, these are not good if you want to be salt-free.
Yeah, these have some salt in them. They will cause you to retain water. They are not optimal for weight loss. But
Tom can
I
get
can
by.
get away with them. So the Frontera comes from, in our area, Sprouts or from Whole Foods. I do watch for it to go on sale because it's like $4 a jar, and if I can get it for $3.50 a jar or less, I'm feeling pretty good. So here's my spoons. So I put in this salad. Tami does have a tomatillo salad on the blog as well.
No, a salsa.
A salsa. And so you could, get a salt-free version of this, but I'm not that industrious. So I'll do 3 of these soup spoons of salsa on here. Then I'll put the corn in there and smush it down. And then I'll add a couple more spoons, not quite full, just to sprinkle on top of the corn. And then this will go into the microwave for 3 minutes. And while that's microwaving, I'm chopping my salad. And the first thing I started was the corn tortillas in the Breville. So these take about 9 minutes to cook. So I actually put these in at the very beginning of things, before I started making the bowl and before I started chopping. Because I'm going to munch on these pretty much each and every bite until they're gone with the filling in the salad.
And we have a video that we linked to on how to make the chips in the air fryer and how to make a fresh salsa.
That's the chips and salsa video, yeah.
Yeah,
and I did get that link in there, so that's available.
Brenda
So-
says that salsa makes an awesome salad dressing, and yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Okay, did you already season that with cumin?
I have not, and my cumin is right over there. If you would grab it, I forgot to grab it.
Now, what I like to do is I also like to add fresh lime juice to mine when I'm making a Mexican one.
When Tami has fresh limes already cut, I'll do that.
Otherwise, he's too lazy.
So I like the cumin, so I will put a pretty generous dose of ground cumin on here. And I'll stir that in while I'm rotating the dish here to mix it around. And if I remember, I'll do this in the chopping bowl before I even put it in the white bowl. And then I will also just drizzle, just to keep this salad moist, a little bit of the salsa on there. That's 2 more soup spoons. It's not a full tablespoon.
Okay, do you want me to go release the pressure on your...
It says 2, so is that 2 minutes counting down? It just came to pressure.
How long do you cook it?
2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
when
wait,
it's
there-
0,
yeah.
now it's 1.
Yeah, it's at 1 now.
My soup is nearly done, so we're going to
Oh,
get to
yay.
have a look at that. Stir that around. And then the magic of this dish, and I showed this in that video that I will find and link into the description, is I build this donut hole in the middle. I'll zap this in the microwave for a minute to a minute and a half, and then it comes out. And then when this comes out after 3 minutes, 3 minutes here, then I zap this for 1 minute while I'm stirring this. Then once this is stirred, it goes back in for 1 more minute, so it's a total of 4 minutes. And then I dump this down in the middle of this salad. And so I've got all the greens around. I've got the hot filling, which keeps itself hot in the middle. And then with each bite, I use my fork and I use a chip and I get a little greens and I get a little beans and rice and corn and eat away. So that is just a delightful meal that I so look forward to pretty much like the oats every single night. This is one of
Usually
our
what you
staple meals in the evening.
Unless we go out to eat.
Yes.
And then, because we do have some vegan restaurants where we can get oil-free food. And I eat my chopped salad with a spoon because I just find it's much easier than eating it with a fork. And I know a lot of people eat their chopped salads with a spoon as well. So Tom's going to get the soup. And so if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put those out there. So people are talking about the oat groats. Where we live, we're able to get the oat groats at Whole Foods in the bulk section, but that's the only place I have found them here in the Sacramento area where we live. And I do have a video all about how to cook the oat groats so that they come out more like brown rice. And so they can't see if you do that.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to move that
if we do
when
this,
we get going here.
Then I think you'll be able to see it a little bit better. It's still coming down. And so I like the oat groats to be more like brown rice and use it in place of brown rice. I know a lot of people prefer it to be like porridge, and I just don't like it. I made it, the first time I made it, it came out like porridge, and I thought, oh no, I don't like this. And so my friend Sharon McRae shared with me how she makes them so that the oat groats come out like brown rice, and oh, now I just love them. They're so good and great for your cholesterol.
Okay.
Uh-oh, what'd I do?
You bumped something
I
there.
did. Okay, here it is.
So now this is my actual meal. Like, we're going to eat this as soon as we're done broadcasting today. I put about 1 cup of our batch prepped rice in the bottom of this white dish. Sometimes, not always, and not tonight, I will use also a half a brick of tofu that we buy at Whole Foods. We buy the extra firm in the 2 little twin packs, and I'll cut one of those bricks in half, and half goes into one of those little snap lock dishes, and the other half goes into today's soup. I wanted to have some tongs for that.
Get some tongs. It smells like broccoli. And so he's going to eat this tomorrow for his lunch.
Yeah. So coming out of the pot, I've got too much there. I don't want the whole pot. So there's the vegetables with the seasoning sitting on top. Not looking too fancy necessarily, but it's food. And I'll grab a bunch of that goodness out of there and start getting it into the plate. I could just take the whole thing over, but the steam burns my hands. Yes. So I've learned to do this on an incremental basis so that I don't
burn yourself.
Oh, look at this here. See how the onion's all chunked up here in nice little bits.
Yeah.
My potatoes are in here.
I think this looks like bachelor chow.
Bachelor chow.
Yeah.
And now I'm dumping. See, this is part of the dump soup formula.
Hey, don't make so much noise because it's really loud on the mics.
Okay. All right, and we're done with this. And then I do not throw away this steaming liquid, or it's kind of a light duty pot liquor in the bottom. That's full of flavors and seasonings.
Kind of like veggie broth.
Yeah, so that goes on there. And I guess technically that you could call this a soup. It's almost a vegetable stew. So not necessarily beautiful, but look at all that goodness in there, and each bite is something special. Whether it's a water chestnut or a little piece of corn or a little red pepper or a mushroom or a chunk of sweet onion or a bit of celery is always a fun surprise. And as I dig down in, the little grains of rice come up, and so that gives it chew, and it gets the starch in there, so it's satiating now again through the afternoon, because I'm not snacking in the afternoon. My next meal will be that chopped salad, usually around 6:30, 6 o'clock at night, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to move this pressure pot out of the way. And then Tami already covered the queso sauce. I may have a little dish of queso sauce on the side to,
with some chips tonight.
A little bit of this might be going on if there's some of this available. Mm-hmm. So she actually makes this up. she'll put it into 2 dishes, and her name goes on one dish and my name goes
Awesome.
on the other, so that there's a fair disbursement of the queso sauce. This one doesn't have a name on it. Oh,
Yeah, it does.
it does. This one's Tammy's, so I stay out of it.
And here's Tom's.
Yeah, so that must be did that come out of your dish or
Yeah,
mine?
mine. That came out of
Okay,
mine.
okay.
Oh yeah, it
All right,
came out of
okay,
mine.
all right.
Don't you take my cheese sauce?
Okay, so that is, and then I'll have, to finish my food, I'll have my cherry. What else is in this besides cherries? The cobbler?
That one is a cherry mango
Cherry
tonight.
mango cobbler.
And we're going to get those going
So-
in the oven pretty soon.
So the long and short of this is I heard Tammy saying it earlier, we eat a lot of food. I am never hungry. We pay attention to the calorie density, and we pay attention to getting nutrition and, the food that's going to be good for our bodies and drive our health forward instead of being detrimental to our health. So
That's right. Okay,
no
so
restrictions.
it's been an hour and 10 minutes and people have stuck with us. So thank you guys so much. So, like I said, check out our Instagram, Nutmeg Notebook on Instagram and Nutmeg Notebook Facebook page, because that's where I post a lot of what I've eaten in a day. I usually do it the next morning because I'm just done with social media at the end of the day. But I'll post in the morning what I ate the day before, and I'll do pictures and links and details for you so that you can see how we make this work. We always get a lot of comments about the volume of food we eat. Usually people are commenting about how much we eat, but occasionally people do say that's all you eat. So there are people that eat more than us. So we're not recommending that you eat the same volume that we eat or you eat exactly like we do. We eat according to our hunger drive and what works for us, and we're able to eat this amount of food and still maintain our weight loss and maintain our good health. So we're just doing this in order to give you guys some ideas. So it might spark some ideas for you on how you could do things. And we figured out how to make it sustainable and easy for us and also inexpensive. That's another thing that people ask us too, is like, how much money do you spend on that food? This food is really actually very inexpensive, even though we do spend a little bit extra to get mostly organic. We spend less money than we did when we were on the standard American diet. So that's all I have to say. So if you have questions for us, you can reach us at Tami at nutmegnotebook.com or Tom at nutmegnotebook.com. If you have ideas for what you would like us to do a video on, we welcome that. We want to cover the material that you guys want to know about. So let us know what you would like to see in the future. And because we're always making out lists of ideas that we have for future videos. And if you like this video, click on like. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to Nutmeg Notebook, the blog, get over there and subscribe. It's free, and you'll get 2 exclusive recipes that are just for subscribers. And if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, make sure you click on the bell icon, because when you do that, you'll get notifications whenever we have a new video up or we go live. So I think that's all I have today. I'm Tami.
And I'm Tom.
And we help you
get healthy and stay healthy,
one meal at a time.
Bye-bye.
Bye, you guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. And we're going to go eat now. I got to start the oven and get the cobbler going.